Thanks, Michael. There is unrest in the Marsh Valley School District. More than 100 people have signed a petition for a vote of no confidence in the school superintendent. They say they are opposed to a plan from school leadership to consolidate the district's 4 elementary schools into one. The Local News 8's Seth Ratliff went to Marsh Valley to gather more background.
Ken has lived at his family's ranch in Marsh Valley since 1975. Each and every one of his children have attended a school in District 21.
They went to Lava, where we had an elementary school, and we have grandchildren now who are attending 2 different schools.
When the school board first pitched the idea of combining the district elementary schools into one, concerned parents asked Ken to help with their petition. As it stands, School District 21 has 4 elementary schools. The largest, Mountain View Elementary, has just about 225 students. According to District Superintendent Gary Tucker, combining schools would allow the district to provide a higher quality education to the students at a lower cost to the county.
We have 75 teachers right now. This year we're funded for 68. Next year we expect to be funded for fewer than that. And so we've got to make some changes. We've got to figure out a way to live within our means.
Despite that, the petition of no confidence in Tucker has already gained over 150 signatures. Superintendent Tucker has met with several of the people behind the petition.
They have told me is that that the patrons of this district would prefer to keep their own little elementary schools in all of their little towns and keep the status quo that they have. And I asked this individual, I said, even if that's not what's best for kids? And he said, yes, even if that's not what's best for kids.
Andres says parents in the district don't have confidence in the school board's leadership.
They're supposed to represent the views and ideas of the patrons that they represent.
Or the superintendent.
He would be better suited with those qualities in a more urban setting than a rural setting where our district is made up of several rural communities who have or have had grade schools in their community, and that is a community identity, and people don't want to give that up unless they have to.
Superintendent Tucker says he is open to hearing the community out, but he believes the 150 people who signed the petition are a loud minority of the over 4,200 people in the school district.
Parents in the Marsh Valley School District are planning to hold a meeting to discuss that petition and other issues facing the school district. Of course, we will continue to follow this story. Tonight, the criminal complaint is being changed against the suspect in a deadly crash in Idaho Falls. 26-year-old Luis Garcia Diaz of Rexburg is facing 6 counts of felony vehicular manslaughter. The amendment to the complaint is based on additional evidence received through the Idaho State Police investigation, which indicates Garcia Diaz was operating his vehicle under the influence of alcohol. The amendment does not change the charge, but it would provide for a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison, potentially on each count. The crash killed 6 and injured 9 others on US 20 near the I-15 interchange. The victims were employees of Signet Farm Services out of Texas. The company says it is cooperating with the Idaho State Police and the Mexican government.